I'm really, really trying to be as respectful as I possibly can be towards LeBron James. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
What the hell are we doing? Why am I still seeing Bronny James on an NBA court? Stephen A. Smith might keep it respectful. I'm sure his good friend Shannon Sharp, hey, it's me, Shay. I'm sure it would cause problems in their relationship if Stephen A. was disrespectful towards the object of Shay's devotion, the object of his worship, the man Shay affectionately refers to as my Billy Goat. Which fine. That's fine. Stephen A. can keep it respectful. The grown man who calls himself Shay can continue living in this delusion that Bronny James an NBA caliber player, but Uncle KC's not in the business of keeping things respectful. Uncle KC's in the business of telling you the truth. And the truth is, Bronny James does not belong in the NBA. To be honest with you, I didn't even know that Bronny James was still in the league. Once he disappeared after opening night, I thought Bronny was the equipment manager for the local YMCA rec team. Once his father, Bron fulfilled his dream of sharing an NBA court with his son, I thought they sent Bronny down to the WNBA to hone his skills. With the nice 5 o'clock shadow that he's got, Bronny would be the perfect fit in the WNBA. He could even become the new face of Just for Men. Even though I disagree with LeBron James politically, even though I think it's blasphemy to compare LeBron to the Great One, well, KC, are you talking about The Rock? No, I'm talking about the real Great One, the icon of icons, the legend of legends, Black Jesus, the man Larry Bird once described as God disguised as Michael Jordan. And look, that is not a knock against LeBron James. When you're talking about Michael Jordan, there is no comparison. There's only a handful of athletes in the history of professional sports that belong in the same conversation with Michael Jordan. Muhammad Ali, Babe Ruth, Tom Brady. That's about it. Even though I'm often critical of LeBron James, one thing I have never taken away from him is the fact that LeBron James is a great father. Oftentimes, professional athletes will have to sacrifice fatherhood to pursue their own dreams. I remember years ago, Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was talking about being an absentee father because he spent his daughter's formative years on the road. He wasn't able to start building a relationship with his daughters until they were in their 20s. Somehow, LeBron James has found a way to make it work. He's always been there for his kids, and no matter how much you might not like him, you can't take that away from him. Sometimes fathers have a tendency to pass their own dreams onto their sons. I'm sure you've seen the dads in Little League living vicariously through their son, hyping their son as the next Derek Jeter while the kid is wearing diapers in the outfield picking through his collection of dingleberries. Even though I'm living my father's dream of working for myself, our pathways to that dream were completely different. My dad owns his own landscaping company. He repairs and installs irrigation systems. He loves it. A couple of years ago, I bought my dad an expensive shovel kind of as a gag gift for Father's Day. I thought it was a good joke. He said it was the best gift he'd ever been given. I mean, the man loves to play in the dirt. Me, I'm the complete opposite. I don't like the heat. I don't like shovels. The only sound I like coming from a lawnmower is the sound when someone else is cranking it. Even though we've never talked about this, I'm sure my dad dreamed of someday handing his company over to me, father and son working together. He could teach me how to do everything that he does. Of course, I could never be as good as him for a couple of reasons. Number one, my dad's the best in the business. People will wait months for him to come take care of their yards. And number two, I can never be as good as he is because it's not what I wanted. I would never be as committed to it because it's not my dream. It's his dream. LeBron James dreamed of sharing an NBA court with his son. To his credit, LeBron fulfilled that dream, but it came with a price. And the only one paying that price is Bronny James. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. It's going to be the only video for today. Get back to our normal schedule tomorrow. You know, it never fails. I hardly ever miss a day without uploading at least one video, but every time I miss, it seems like major news breaks everywhere. We've got a lot of stories to catch up on. Should be a very busy weekend on both channels. Traveling yesterday morning, looking for something to pass the time, when I start seeing all these headlines about Bronny James. Lakers give Bronny James a big chance and it doesn't go well. Yeah, no shit. When the spawn of Bron had a chance at USC, it didn't go well either. This kid was struggling to find a spot in the rotation on one of the worst college teams in the country. Bronny was looking like Angel Reese when he was playing against scrubs. Kid was phenomenal when it came to missing layups. But all kidding aside, there's a key word in that headline from the New York Post: give. The Lakers are giving Bronny James a chance. JJ Redick is giving Bronny James a chance. There's not a damn thing that has been earned. And look, I don't blame Bronny James for this. It's not his fault. When an NBA head coach tells you to get your ass on the court, your ass is on the court. No one is passing up that opportunity, even if it's given and not earned. But LeBron James has robbed his son of the opportunity to earn his spot, earn his respect. As you guys know, I usually don't like referencing stats to make an argument. Stats rarely give you the full story. I remember last year, people still living in this delusion that Derek Carr is a franchise quarterback. They were trying to justify their delusion with stats. Did you see Donnie yesterday? He was amazing! Donnie went 25 of 40 and threw for 325 yards. Yeah, if you actually watched the game, you'd know the only reason that Derek Carr threw for 300 plus yards is because the Saints were trailing by 20 points throughout the second half. When the defense was actually trying, Donnie was checking down to his running back for a cool 2 yards a play. Normally, I don't like to reference stats, but with Bronny James, this is one of those rare instances where stats give you the full story. The spawn of Bron has played in 13 games in the NBA. There are dudes that can actually contribute who never see the opportunity to touch an NBA floor. There's a lot of elite players who are never given the chance. NBA to me is the hardest league to break into because there's only 450 spots. 13 NBA games for Bronny James. Kids averaging 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals. I mean, his stat line looks like the bank statement for a minimum wage earner in the WNBA. Bronny James is shooting 6% from the field. 13 games. Bronny James has made 1 shot, 2 points. The question is, when will enough be enough? And I'm not asking that question to LeBron James, even though I know LeBron James knows his kid ain't ready, even though LeBron knows a hell of a lot more about NBA basketball than I will ever know. I don't expect LeBron James to be objective because we're talking about his kid. That question goes to JJ Redick. That question goes to Adam Silver. Because once again, Adam Silver's allowing LeBron James to make a complete mockery of the NBA. Adam Silver's allowing LeBron James to destroy the perception of the league. Yesterday, Colin Cowherd sent kind of a warning to Adam Silver. He was talking about Bronny James and how if this continues to happen, the NBA will be perceived as an unserious league. If you're Adam Silver, that's the last thing you want. You already have one unserious league in your portfolio. The WNBA has never been taken seriously. And even with the addition of Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is still not taken seriously. People watch Caitlin Clark, but they don't give a shit about the rest of the league. If you don't believe me, go look at the ratings for Unrivaled. We'll be getting into that at some point this weekend. Unrivaled is still struggling to draw flies to a fresh turd. Thing is, the NBA's got the same struggles. Outside of the James family, no one cares about Bronny James. I know that sounds harsh, but the truth often does. No one is paying to see Bronny James. No one is tuning into TNT on a Tuesday night to watch the spawn of Bron attempt to play NBA basketball. Adam Silver allowed LeBron James to turn Bronny's debut into a spectacle. It was a desperate ploy for ratings, and it worked for one night. But here we are 3 months later, and the league still wants us to pretend that Bronny James is an NBA caliber player. JJ Redick wants us to pretend that Bronny earned his spot. No one believes you. Just like no one believes that LeBron James had nothing to do with Darvin Ham getting fired and JJ Redick getting hired. So why do you continue insulting our intelligence? Why do you continue lying? Over in the NFL, we're having adult conversations, talking about Lamar Jackson folding in the playoffs, talking about NFL officials favoring the Chiefs, talking about Patrick Mahomes going for a three-peat. What are the biggest stories right now in the NBA? We're talking about a kid who doesn't belong and a player, Jimmy Butler, making $50 million a year who refuses to show up to work. I've been saying this for years now. For some reason, the NBA can't get the hell out of its own way. There is more skill in the NBA today than ever before. Kyrie Irving has the best handle of anyone I've ever seen. Dude is a magician with the ball. He made a play last night against the Pelicans that only Kyrie Irving is capable of making. Instead of celebrating that, we're sitting here talking about Bronny James, a player whose bar is set so low, it would be considered progress if he dribbled the ball between his legs. It's an absolute embarrassment for the league, but give me your thoughts on this. Lakers continue putting Bronny James on the court, and he continues to prove why he doesn't belong. I feel bad for the kid. I hate to criticize him because Bronny James seems like a good dude, but at some point, enough is enough. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.